Over the last couple of days, I've been talking about motivational things that prompt you to feel like you're accomplishing things, and how do you keep your mindset right. And today I want to focus on mindset. So it doesn't matter how difficult the situation is that you're facing. The reality is you can change everything about that with your mindset. So let me give you an example. Really good friend of mine was having a struggle with work. Struggle with people at work, struggle with things that were happening. Rightfully so, this person should have been angry and upset and irritated, but as we got to talking, I just said, that's not you. Listen, the reality is, they're gonna be that way, they're gonna be that way. You don't have to be that way. I tweeted a few days ago, just because they suck doesn't mean you have to suck. This person went to work the following day, went with a smile, and actually got people commenting saying, "What's wrong with you? Why are you smiling?" Well, she's smiling because that's who she really is. Negativity will creep into your life and consume everything you have. You need to look at things from the best possible perspective as you can. All right, since I'm done paying my bill and lunch has another 30 minutes, I need to eat and get back to work. Peace.
I heard you guys wanted to increase your overall capability while decreasing your overall cost to do the things you want to do. So many people ask me, like, how do you have so much equipment? How do you get the equipment that you have? I have a basic rule that I live by when I'm looking to do a job, take a job, perform a job. Typically what I do is ensure that as I'm quoting a job or bidding on a job, one of two things actually happen. One, either the job is going to specifically supply a piece of equipment that I need in my studio, or two, the cost of that job is going to be allocated to a specific piece of equipment. So think of it this way. You have a business and you're trying to grow it. Let's just take lawn care, for example. So the first lawn you cut, you're going to do that with a small lawnmower. You're going to do that with maybe a cheap weed whacker. And you're going to go out there and you're going to do everything you can with those two tools. Now, if you do that on the first job and you take 100% of the profits and you reinvest zero of it, then the next job you're going to have to work just as hard to do that same amount of work. Now, at some point, you're going to get a number of clients who are going to be signed up and want to do lawns with you. And you're going to be at a place where you don't have the equipment in order to meet the demands that they're asking. So you have 10 lawns to cut today, but you only have the equipment to be productive enough to cut 3 lawns because of the size of your lawn mowing deck and the power of your weed whacker and the convenience or inconvenience, I should say, of changing heads on your weed whacker, whatever. So you get what I'm saying. So with video production, it's the same way. So what I've chosen to do is ensure that every time that I'm performing a job or every time that I'm making a video, I'm baking into what I'm getting out of that job at least one piece of equipment, sometimes multiples, many times multiple pieces of equipment, sometimes expensive pieces of equipment, and so on and so forth. So this actual package here, I baked into a product shoot that I did. So what I did was shot a few products and charged the client enough that I was able to secure this. So, again, the point of this is that as I continue to book new jobs, I'm continuing to grow the arsenal of tools that I have in order to be able to capitalize on new, more dynamic work. So we are going to open this today, which is it's an Edelkrone device. I love Edelkrone. I have a lot of Edelkrone stuff. I have the Edelkrone slider V1. I have at my corporate job, I have the Edelkrone longer slider with the 4-axis control, with the head plus, it has everything, and it really helps to create some very dynamic shots. Now, this is a head one, which is expandable. So you can add a second head one and create pan and tilt. And then you can add this to a slider 1 V2 or to the other module that I have for my corporate work, and add more angles. And then I also ordered, as a part of this, a turntable that will attach to the top of it. So for product shoots in the future, I'll be able to actually do some spinning in that, and then I'll be able to use my slider V1 and get some push into it as it spins and create some really dynamic looks that clients will be looking for. So we are going to open this and see what this, I shouldn't probably stab the box, but we are going to open this box from Edelkrone. By the way, good job, Edelkrone. You guys always deliver stuff on time. And so, you know, this is not a sponsored video at all. This is the outcome of a job that I did. So this is 100% purchased by the work that Lemons Life Production has done. So it's not sponsored in any way. So it's actually like one of the first like official good unboxings that I've done on this channel, because oftentimes what I do is, well, I get so excited that I unbox things. So this is the first time that I'm actually opening a package on this channel, Bubble wrap and paperwork. Who cares about paperwork? Oh, that's like a little CD player, disc player. Okay, so I'm gonna throw the box down here. All right, so we have 3 separate packages here. I'm not even sure what all this is. I know that obviously this is the turntable here. This is going to be the head 1, and I believe this is the shutter trigger. Yeah, this is a shutter trigger cable, and so this will be used to actually trigger the shutter on my camera so that I can do stop animation, or I can do time lapses, hyperlapses, things like that. So let's go ahead and do this in order of least interesting to most interesting. So I'm going to start with the shutter cable. I actually already have several of these, but you can never have enough of these. So I have found that oftentimes you need, you know, a little bit more space, or you need another cable because you're going to run 2 cameras on 2 different operations. And so you guys can see this is essentially just an extension for the shutter cable. So you can see there's a negative and a positive, female to male. And so I'll be able to plug in my other shutter cable to this. So this is long, and it'll help it to do its job a little bit better. So least interesting cable. Second least interesting, and actually probably very interesting, is the turntable. Like a plastic. It's like a, I thought it would be like a glass, but it's like a plastic. So it's got a 1/4-20 mount on the bottom there, and you're able to screw that into the top of the head 1, and then they keep this on here to help obviously protect it from scratches, because this is used for product shoots. Look at that. Look at that. Look at how slick. Like, no light bounce. That's actually very good. I mean, it's very reflective, but notice that it's not like reflecting the light. So if I hold up you know, something like this, you can see the light bouncing off of it. With this, you can see it kind of absorbs that light a little bit, you know. So if you're sitting off an angle like that, it doesn't really affect it. But very interesting material. It's like a plastic. It's all plastic, actually. Okay, well, I'm going to hang on to this box because I do believe that I'm going to be storing this just like this to protect it. Onto the most interesting, Edelkrone. So if you guys are not familiar with Edelkrone as a company, Edelkrone is out of, I believe, Turkey. There it is, made in Turkey. And very attentive to detail. It's a little pricey tooling-wise, but I have not met a product that Edelkrone makes that I didn't instantly fall in love with. And when I say instantly fall in love, I mean instantly fall in love with. Simple to use, easy to connect to, wonderful in its response, precision, quality, repeatability, and to top that off, their customer service is bar none one of the best that I've ever worked with. I had a wheel go bad on my Edelkrone slider V1, so I'll actually link that up here. I always get this wrong. Is it this shoulder or this shoulder? Anyway, on my Edelkrone V1, and I reached out to them. They sent me the new wheels. They actually sent me 2 new wheels, and I was able to replace them very quickly. So here is the Edelkrone head one. And actually, it's lighter than I thought it would be. I have a lot of Edelkrone product, like I said before, and some of their stuff is considerable in weight. This runs off of an LPE6 battery, so the same battery that all my Canon batteries, or all my Canon cameras run off of. And what's really nice about this is, if you look, it's very compact. So I can slide this into my camera bag, and if you notice, I'm just gonna twist this with my thumb real quick and pop it out. So when I go to put this back in my camera bag, I can put that in, twist it, quarter turn, and it's in, push it in, quarter turn, and it's out. And it is a very slick design. It is 3/8, so you're gonna wanna have a 3/8 ball head or a Edelkrone flex tilt head, which I do have, and you'll be able to work with it like that. So you can see pretty slick, pretty small. And the way that it works is this bottom unit here actually spins. So you can mount this on top of a tripod and this will spin. Then they also sell a bracket that will enable you to connect a second head one. And so you'll be able to spin and tilt using these. They sync up inside the app. So super slick, super cool. So do not over tighten. Make sure battery is attached while tightening or loosening. That's interesting. So usually you would think actually opposite of that, where you know, you want to attach this and then put the battery on so that you're not tweaking the motors. But Edelkrone has labeled this to say, do not, it says to peel off, but it didn't really want to peel off there. Do not do this without, do not tighten this on without the battery attached. So very interesting that they want you to do this with a battery on, and also very interesting that the sticker that they wanted you to peel off doesn't seem to want to peel off here. See that? It's just sticking, and I hate this residue. So Edelkrone, if you want to fix something, make that sticker a little bit less. Yeah. Oh, I'm probably doing what I'm not supposed to be doing there. Edelkrone, avert your eyes. All I have to do to get this to spin is just turn this, use the slider on the app, and so you can see that the head one is spinning. Now I can adjust the speed at which it spins. I can go faster. I can also go slower on the takeoff and the ending. So talk about trying to ease in and sort of ease out of a motion. You can do that as well. You can also record poses. So let's say the camera pointed this way was the first pose that I wanted. I can do pose 1, lock it in, and then I can move my pan to another location here and move my phone back a little bit. And I can lock in my pose 2, and then I can actually hit both of them. And now the camera will pan back and forth between those two locations over and over and over again automatically. And so that enables you to do all kinds of cool things when you talk about camera trickery and movement and things inside your shot. So, you know, you talk about a very cool process. It's extremely amazing how this technology works. So what we're able to do is we're able to set that right on top of that and then hit that. And now you're gonna see, let me give you something that would spin for us. So you can see that I'm able to do very cool dynamic product spin shots, something that used to be only reserved for big budgets, big studios, big opportunities. So super amazed at the technology, super blessed that the previous job that I just did puts this into my toolkit, which enables me to grab new and different jobs than I was able to before I got this tool. Well, that's it really. I just wanted to unbox this on the channel, give you guys a heads up, and more importantly, I wanted to share with you guys who are building your video tools and assets. I wanted to share with you that there is a way to do this better, smarter, and to build your resources, but it takes smarts, okay? You don't take 100% of your profits. You reinvest as much as you possibly can, as often as you possibly can from the business. And I know that sometimes, you know, if this is your only mode of income, that's difficult to do because you have bills to pay. But let me just say it this way. Invest as much as you can, as often as you can, back into your business, and your business will grow. Anything that you feed grows. So just like a baby, you give it milk, it grows. A business, you give it tools and resources, it grows. Your mind, you give it information, it grows. Your muscles, I know I'm not the definitive expert on this, but you give it effort, you give it energy, you give it input, and it grows. Everything is the same. You give it information, you give it details, you give it effort, you give it love, and it grows. All right, well, that's it. I'm not even gonna actually put any B-roll in here. I'm just gonna say peace. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. You will definitely see some of this stuff inside of the vlog at some point in the near future, but today I have so much to do this weekend. I just need to skip right into the next job. So thank you guys for being here. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff, and we will see you tomorrow on the daily vlog. Peace.